whilst GBBF are at the Hog's Back stand. I've got their collaboration Tawny Ale, which is 5% ABV, amber kind of ale, brewed in collaboration with my mate Andy Parker, who's over there. Currently champion homebrew for Great Britain, won their Craft Beer Co's award this year. He's a fantastic guy, really brews some incredible beer. So this is their Tawny Ale, 5% ABV. I think it uses Cascade and Centennial. Yeah, it's kind of what you'd expect, really. Quite resinous, quite musty, bitter. It's really dry bitterness, quite a kind of tart lemon. Just moving away from the ground. You see him in the background. Yeah, real kind of dry bitterness, quite a lot of kind of sugary sweetness. It's alright, I'm not going wild for it, to be honest. Very British. I personally think that kind of that UK kind of traditional British ale yeast, it's kind of doing a bit of a number on it, and it's maybe a little bit too it's killed off those malts. Killed off those hops a little bit. Very bitter stuff. It's not for me. Anyway, see you next beer. Cheers. Hi, I'm Rob from HopZine.com, live at GBBF with Simon from Pure Ale Craft Beer.
Hey.
He always has to shake your hand, doesn't he?
It's something about me shaking hands. What have we got today?
We've got a bottle of New Belgium's Ranger IPA. It's actually on my list of bottles to take away, but I completely forgot about it. We wanted something nice and cold, and it's a bit bored of all this flat cask ale. So 6.5% ABV IPA. I'm going to pour me home first, I'm bad mannered.
Nice pour, nice and clear.
I think I've been very generous with you.
Yeah, anyway. Thank you very much.
So beer in the glass, a really nice, perfect kind of clarity to it. Kind of like a shiny brass, not full on gold I'd say, it's got a bit more brown in it than that. Perfect kind of white head, so check out the aroma.
Oh yes.
It's my kind of IPA, that really big, fresh, kind of juicy hops. Big sweet orange, maybe kind of passion fruit, mango.
Yeah, mango.
It's more on the sweeter side of things opposed to the kind of like sharp, bitter side of things.
Nice sweet aroma to it as well from the malt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that much really. I mean, maybe slightly sugary malt.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm spitting feathers, so
cheers.
Cheers. That's lovely. My kind of beer, that.
Perfect. Totally understand what Rob means. When it's an August day in here, it's quite warm, so we've been drinking a few cask ales, but to get something out of the fridge is quite rare.
Yeah.
Great shout by Rob. Great beer, he knows his stuff. It's hoppy, it's fresh, it's citrusy.
I'm getting a load of grapefruit, kind of citrus peel, lemon peel, orange peel. Quite pithy in that sense is the bitterness. But it's really drinkable. It's not a crushing kind of bitterness, but I think it's really nicely rounded out because it's got a lot of hop flavours kind of back up that bitterness.
Yeah.
Piney.
Yeah, very piney. Nice ramping bitterness on the back end, but as you said, it's not too. It's a session, kind of a session IPA, anyway. It's not too bitter.
Yeah, well, 6.2. I mean, it's lower than a lot of American IPA, I'd say, but they're really kind of piney, getting a bit more resonance from me now.
And I think this is my first New Belgium brewery beer. I think I've not had it.
It's my second. I had a taste of one when I was in San Diego, but this has been the one I've always wanted to try. So I'm really excited to try that. So that is a bottle of New Belgium's Ranger IPA, 6.5% ABV from Fort Collins, Colorado.
Before we go, can I just ask you a question on the spot? Sorry. New Belgium, do they brew a lot of Trappist beers?
I know what you mean. That is really close to the like West Marley kind of bottle. I did think that it's a really nice heavy, but they do a range of beers called Lips of Faith, which are experimental. A lot of them kind of Belgian style, but kind of experimental beers.
I see.
But yeah, I know what you mean. Because a lot of Belgian beers do have really like tougher glass because of the excessive carbonation you get from a lot of kind of Belgian yeast strains. But yeah, I think it's lovely stuff. Anyway,
Rob, as always, you've opened my eyes. Cheers, this is a great beer, New Ranger IPA.
Anyway, see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
So right, next beer is Harvey's, which is the Harvey style. Prince of Denmark. I think they call it an Imperial Porter. It's 7.5% ABV. I mean, absolutely black as night. A wisp of kind of like mocha, kind of like top.
Yeah. Jet black beer. It's got almost got that, I call it a Scandinavian style kind of chocolate head on it.
So, what are you getting in the aroma?
Cherry.
Yeah, big
cherry.
Sherry as well.
Sherry. Almost Britishness as well about it.
Oh well, as it's from Sussex.
Yeah, absolutely.
Leathery.
Yeah.
Like a real kind of like warm leather couch.
Yeah.
Something that reminds me of like cough lozenges.
Lozenges.
You know what I mean? When you got like strepsils.
Yeah. Raisins.
Oh yeah. Molasses. All that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Licorice without a doubt as well.
Licorice.
So shall we dive in?
Yeah, let's dive in. Cheers.
I think that's beautiful.
Oh my goodness me.
Yeah.
This is what I call like a magical, you know, it's one of them beers that only live in your head. Do you know what I mean? Where you imagine them brewing it in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's a great beer. Great beer. Chocolatey, raisiny, caramel, licorice.
Molasses, caramel, definitely.
Yeah, there's loads of things going on with this beer. Loads of things.
Once again, I think I'm getting that kind of leather as well.
Yeah.
It's quite oily. Reminds me of the flavour. Reminds me of like the smell of tarmac. But I think it's absolutely stormy beer. Hang on, we'll get on to that in a minute. We've got a special guest just off camera. But I think it's absolutely storming beer. It's a beer that I want to try for quite a while.
Yeah, really good.
Great. So we'll see you in the next beer. Cheers. Right. So next beer, we're at the German and Czech bar. Drinking German beer. Drinking lager. It is Tegersi Pils. 4.9%
ABV.
I bought this on the back of Dominic from Thornbridge was raving about it. He's had 4 pints of it, so it's got to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, so we've been drinking on it. I think it's fantastic. We've just had a big old Baltic Porter, and I needed something just out of it.
Yeah. I felt a bit bogged down for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I need something lighter. This is it. So it's a nice light beer, great in the glass, lovely looking beer.
Yeah, it looks like it's supposed to be very nicely kept lager. A lot of people were saying it looks a bit like piss.
Yeah.
As it does. But
Aroma.
as far as the aroma goes, for me, it's got a bit of that DMS in there. It's like kind of like corn.
Yeah.
Like cream corn, like out of the can. Which is not too much. It's got a nice herbal note in there.
Yeah.
For me, coriander, black leaf parsley, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And maybe lemon, maybe some kind of like sweet kind of ginger in a way.
It's complicated, isn't it?
Yeah.
In a nice way.
But it really does its job. It's so clean, crisp. It's got a freshness to it.
Juicy. Drink it all day. I can understand why somebody would want to drink 4 pints of this.
Yeah.
It just does the job.
Yeah, there's nice lemon, slightly grassy, freshly cut grass. Maybe a hint of Jacob's green crackers.
Yeah.
Bit of that going on. But after a big old Imperial Porter, it's kind of beer you need.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Really good beer. Keep drinking. Enjoy it. Cheers.
See you next one. So I'm in the press area at the moment. I really need to sit down. We've got a third of Lagunitas Maximus, 8.2% ABV. I guess you'd call it IPA. It was Tony Garland from Saltaire Brewery who recommended it. I was just over the walking towards the bar and he was like, we recommended that. It's really good. It's definitely Lagunitas. It's quite a I'd say a very marmalade thing going on. Grapefruit, blood orange, slightly sticky, kind of sugary malt backbone to it. But it's really nice. I really need to sit down, so yeah. Nice stuff. See you next one. Right, so next beer is Sundowner from Wild Weather Ales. I guess that fella bought me it. He's one of the guys behind the brewery. What else we got? 3.4% ABV. Hopped with Citra, Centennial, and Chinook, I think you were saying. You definitely get all that. For me, as far as aroma goes, it's got quite a wheatiness to it, oddly. I'm going to say kind of like a melon, definitely. Like a sweeter orange, slightly watery orange. I think it really comes alive in the mouth. Once again, kind of quite a nice honeydew melon. Pithy lemon rind. Slightly watery, kind of like orange flavour. It's very floral. I think that's the thing that really jumps out for me. Very floral. Really, quite a really dry finish to it as well. Very sessionable, and at 3.4, why not? At this point in the proceedings, I kind of needed something a little bit more sessionable. So yeah, nice stuff. See you in the next one. So next one, Ashover Hydro, 4.3% ABV. The Ashover Brewery in Derbyshire. Brewed by my good friend Janine Sharrock. I've had a couple of bottles. This is one of the few I've had on draft from Janine. It's not great, to be honest. There's diacetyl in it. There's some idiot behind me. And I don't think it's the best selection of kind of beer for Ashover anyway. I mean, it's typical GBBF rubbish. I mean, low ABV, pale, awful. So next beer is Simon Shed. There we go. Single wide IPA from Boulevard in Kansas. I think it's Kansas. No ABV on it, so I think it's around like 6, 7. So beer in the glass. Quite an orangey IPA. It looks like IPA, doesn't it? As far as the aroma goes, I think it smells great. It's got like a real. Time's getting attacked. It's got a real kind of fresh hop aroma. Yeah, fresh hop aroma. It smells like a handful of fresh pellet hops. More of the kind of lemon side of things. Yeah. Bit of mandarin orange. Absolutely. Yeah. Sweet, a bit of orange. Step behind you. There we go. Really nice and pungent, very fresh. Yeah. You've got a very fresh feel. All about very impressed with these. Fantastic stuff. I mean, we've got quite a few on today. We both picked up the Black IPA. We've got Tank 7, which for me, maybe the best saison that I've ever had. Anyway, let's dive in. Cheers. It's lovely. It's quite a simple flavour. There's not a lot of complexity to it, but it's really enjoyable. Very drinkable. Yeah, really. Pungent, fresh, grapefruity, citrusy. Nice and dry on the back end. Yeah, really nice and dry. Slightly floral. Pineapple. I don't think about pineapple. Dry, crispy bitterness. Really nice stuff. Single wide IPA. Boulevard Brewing Company. Have you had anything from Boulevard? I've had a few, yeah, including the double wide, which is the stronger version of this. But yeah, nice stuff. Cheers. See you in the next one. So next one, we're back in the press area. We have a couple of bottles of beer from the Italian bar. Birrificio Mineresta. Yep. Oh, come on, not that one. He's got it. I think that's Le Veneguelza, something like that. Yeah. Put a little bit of an accent on the end, and it'll absolutely baffle everyone. 6% ABV, IPA, summer it says in there, so they must do like various kind of versions of this. Really enjoying this. We've just done a video for Simon's channel. Incredible aroma. Just loads of pineapple, mango, white grape, and then in the flavour, I think it follows it through really nicely. stupidly drinkable, absolutely chock-a-block with hop flavour. And for me, that's what I really like about IPA. But when IPAs are at the best for me, it's when it's all about hop flavour. It doesn't have to be crushing bitterness, but it's got a load of flavour.
Really nice beer. Kept its head, nice looking beer, it's presented well, loads of hops, it's fresh, it's grapefruity, it's mangoey, and it's got that little kind of twerk of the Italian style in it, yeah.
It is. Simon's camera's falling over, he's got a cheap tripod. But yeah, as I was saying on Simon's video, it seems uniquely Italian to me. It's something a little bit different. It's definitely a West Coast Pale Ale, stroke IPA, 6%. Is it an IPA? I don't know. But there's something uniquely Italian in there. And I think it's this, something, I don't know if it's in our heads or what, but you think, I'm thinking of fantastic kind of crisp Italian white wine.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice kind of vinous feel to the beer. Really good, tasty brew.
Lovely stuff. So we'll see you in the next one.
Cheers.
Right then, so we're back with probably the last beer of the day. Well, GBBF. It's a bottle of Italian beer. It's called that. I can't pronounce it. I'm from Yorkshire. Birrificio Fogli di Ibra. Hophelia Indie Pale Ale. 7% ABV. Nice bottle, isn't it? But yes, we've done a video on Simon's channel. Quite a sweet IPA. Something kind of British about it. Something actually thinking about it now, just sitting back and after we've had a bit of a drink of it. It reminds me of something like Sierra Nevada Bigfoot, but not as massive.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like 9%. It's 7. It's a very malty beer, but with like a sweet malt flavour, nice kind of peach, apricot, softer kind of like pale stone fruit, maybe raspberry, that kind of thing. It's sweeter. It's not kind of sharp and citrusy for me. I don't know about you.
Do you know, one thing I'd like to mention about this beer, while I've been tasting it, is it's a British Nettly. Because you get that? It's a
Black
Nettly.
tea as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Hint of jasmine, something like that.
Yeah. Because it's a close relation in the family, isn't it? Hops and nettles. It's kind of a very close. So I get that nettleness about it.
Absolutely. Peppery rye, you mentioned kind of like a it's very bready, like freshly baked, kind of maybe wholemeal bread.
I like the sweetness, I like the bitterness. It's a really good beer.
Yeah.
It's a really good beer.
It's decent.
I wouldn't kind of shout from the rooftops. No. It's not a kind of a stone the crows beer.
No,
but
it's not
I mean,
a stone the crows beer.
No, but you don't rate on your channel, but I'm going to say 7.
Yeah, I know
it's
what you mean.
7.
Yeah, it's around that mark. I mean, it's decent. It's not incredible. I've had much better, but I've had a lot worse. But yeah, decent. So this is going to be the end of my kind of like day at GBBF. You never know. We're probably going to go to Brewdog, which is really near where we're staying. We might film some stuff there. We might not. But anyway, GBBF 2014.
Signing out. Cheers.